Okay, hello guys, how's it going? So I've made well over six figures online after years of trying different business models. I've done Amazon FBA, I've done drop shipping, I've done crypto, I've tried most models that are online. If you're thinking of a model right now in your head, I've probably done it. Okay, I've lost a lot of money, I've wasted a lot of time, but I also found a model that actually allowed me to live the life of my dreams. Okay, and the way I did that was with appointment setting. So a bit of a background on myself. I got into appointment setting. I've worked with Charlie Morgan and William Brown. I've made well over six figures for myself as a result. And it is now what I do on a daily basis. I now help other people do the same thing too. And honestly, it's changed my life. So I've made roughly $102,637, right? Very specific with appointment setting. And I want to break down in this video exactly what I learned, because I feel like those of you that are looking to start making money online in general, or if you're looking to go down the appointment setting route, I'm going to tell you what to expect as someone who's been in the trenches myself, someone who's actually done it and still does appointment setting to this day. So most of the people you listen to for appointment setting advice, I can tell you firsthand, they're not doing it, okay? They've barely done it, they dabbled it in the past, and now they sell you a course on how to do it, and they've never done it themselves, right? I still do appointment setting to this day, so I know exactly what's going on in real time. So let me run you through what to expect and what I've learned from making well over six figures and living the life of my dreams with this model, okay? So number one is I really want you guys to stop thinking about 10K a month straight away, okay? Start thinking, how can I make my first dollar online? The reason why you're failing, right, not just with appointment setting, but with any kind of model online, it's the reason I failed. I'm telling you because I was in your position too, is you're thinking too far. You're thinking, how can I make 10K a month tomorrow? You have to understand a lot of these guys are telling you they can make 10K a month with this model and they can teach you to try and sell a program, try and sell a course, right? So stop thinking, how can I make 10K a month tomorrow? Like, you have to understand, if you're working in a retail job like I was, working on the tills, packing people's bags for them, there's not much you can do to make 10K a month tomorrow, okay? It's gonna take some time, no matter what model you pick, right? You have to just accept that. So when you wanna start making money online for the first time, start thinking, how can I make my first dollar? How can I make my first $100 online? And then how can I start making money to be able to quit my job and supplement my income to the point where I can quit my job and do this full time. And then you can worry about 10K a month, and then you can worry about 100K a month, and then you can worry about becoming a millionaire. You need to do it in steps. How can I make my first dollar? How can I quit my job? How can I make 10K? Okay, as soon as you start thinking like that and just remove the ego and have to understand that this is going to take some time, you will succeed so much faster. You're gonna have to understand this takes time, especially if you're starting from scratch. There's not much you can do as a beginner with no leverage to make 10K a month consistently for the rest of your life tomorrow, okay? You have to understand you have to start thinking a bit smaller. So this, again, it holds most people back, okay? And watching gurus telling you can make 100 grand a month with this model, yeah, you may be able to, but you have to understand it's not gonna be as quick as you want it to be, okay? You have to break it into little chunks, okay? So what I found is appointment setting is the easiest way to get your foot in the door for that, okay? Because you can start with no experience. I'm not just saying that to try and sell you a course or anything. I'm telling you, I've done it myself. I started appointment setting as a complete beginner, as a complete introvert. I couldn't sell, couldn't do anything. And that's how I started to make my first few $100s online, okay? You can do it with no experience, because the skill that it takes to become a good appointment setter doesn't take that long to nurture, okay? You can really start as a complete beginner. As long as you're competent, you've got a working brain, and you're willing to be coached, right? You can make it work, okay? And that's how you can make your first couple of dollars online. I'm telling you, as someone that's done it myself, I quit my job within the first 1 to 2 months of finding it. If I just understood this and got into setting when I had first started, I'd be here so much faster. I'd be right where I am right now, I'd be even further ahead if I just understood this. So I really hope you take this on board, okay? So that's number one. Number two is learning to sell is a non-negotiable skill no matter what route you take. It's what makes you future-proof, it's what makes you AI-proof, right? All of these business models, some of them that people teach you are gonna be AI is gonna wipe them out. If you learn how to sell, right, that means you are gonna be fine no matter what, okay? So if you do drop shipping, right, for example, and you also know how to sell, and let's say drop shipping doesn't work anymore, but you know how to sell, then you can go and you can go and do some other model with the skills that you've learned from learning how to sell, okay? Sales is a skill you can take anywhere in life. It will help you with relationships, it'll help you with friendships and just, relationships in general. It'll help you with your character in general, and it'll help you with making money in any other realm. Someone that only knows how to do drop shipping and nothing else, they are limited to just drop shipping, okay? So when drop shipping doesn't work anymore for whatever reason, they're screwed. So if you learn how to sell, you're fine in any industry. You need to think like that. You need to future-proof yourself. You need to think, how can I learn how to sell so that I'm fine no matter what happens? And appointment setting, I found as a complete beginner who doesn't know how to sell, is the best like stepping stone to learn how to sell, because you can build off the back of it, okay? So appointment setting, again, easiest way to get your foot in the door to learn how to sell. You can then become a sales rep. You can then start your own agency like I did, right? And honestly, like, it's just a really good way to like make yourself future-proof. And whether you pick appointment setting or not, I don't care. You need to learn how to sell at a base level. Okay, that's what makes you AI proof. That's what makes you future proof, and what makes it impossible for you to not make the money you want to make long term. Okay, it's all well and good making 10K a month, but can you make 10K a month for 10 years? Can you make it for 100 years? You know, can you make it for the rest of your life? That's what you need to think of. 10K a month for 3 months is great, but what happens when you make it for 3 months and you can't make it for the rest of the year? You need to think like that. Okay, so learning to sell is a non-negotiable skill that you have to learn either way. And appointment setting just kills two birds with one stone. You're learning how to sell, and also you're learning how to make your first couple of dollars online as a complete beginner. Okay, so there you go. Number 3 is landing roles as an appointment setter, right? This is kind of a controversial topic, and I'm going to break a lot of beliefs here. It really is just a volume game, right? Volume negates luck. There's no special route or special tactic or pitch or whatever. It doesn't matter, right? It's no different to just landing job interviews in the real world, like on Indeed, right? Volume negates luck. You have to, like, as an appointment setter, if you want to land a role, especially a well-paid role, please don't apply to 7 roles, get no responses, and then come to me telling me it doesn't work. Please don't do that, right? Apply to 30 per day, 30 roles per day, standing out. Okay, standing out, getting your foot in the door and like following up on every single platform, finding their email address and emailing them, finding their phone number and calling them, like everything you can do to stand out. 30 job roles per day for a month straight. Tell me you don't land a role. It really is just volume game, okay? So some of you guys, like, if you want to find a role, you can't just apply to a few job roles and then just be like, yeah, doesn't work anymore. No, you need to put a bit more work in. Volume negates luck. You really have to understand that with this game. And it also is networking as well, okay? And networking is going to it's going to kill two birds with one stone if you're applying to roles and reaching out on every other platform. People are going to like what you're doing. People are going to respect the hustle. You're going to build contacts that way. People may not have a setting role available for you, but they like your drive and ambition, and they know someone that needs a setter or someone that can help you out, and they refer you, like, and you'll build contacts that way. And it really is just like hammering it every single day. Just 30 roles per day, 30 cold outreach attempts per day. Just do as many as you can. I'll do 100 per day if I could, right? So just really just think volume, volume, volume. There's no specific like route to take. There's no magic pitch. There's no nothing like that. It really is just complete consistency. If you were working if you wanted to find a 9-to-5 job, you needed a job quick. You wouldn't just apply to 7 jobs and go, oh, it doesn't work anymore. No one's going to hire me. No, you keep going. You keep going, right? You have to understand you're trying to make money online, right? And quit your job. Do you know how much the competition is there? Like, do you know how many people you're competing against? Good news for you, there's a lot of competition, very, very easy to beat them, okay? There's a lot of competition that are doing the same things that I'm just saying there. They're applying to 7 roles, not standing out and giving up, okay? All you have to do is go that extra mile and you'll get all of the opportunities coming to you instead, okay? So it really is just, a volume game. Applying to Facebook job posts still works. I don't want to hear that stuff. Oh, Facebook job post doesn't work. Yes, they do. I've landed roles from them. I landed my first role from it, right? And I help people that have landed interviews in their first week of doing the strategy that I teach them. More on that later on, okay? So just Facebook job posts, they work. LinkedIn job posts, cold outreach, it all works. It's just a volume game, okay? So just get this belief out of your head that it doesn't work. The reason why it's not working is because you think that way. And I'm telling you right now, as someone that's succeeded with it, listen to me, it still works. It's just a volume game, okay? Just keep going. Think of it the same way you would if you needed to land a 9-to-5 job and you need to get paid this month. You wouldn't just stop after 7 attempts. It's no different with appointment setting, okay? So just keep going. Okay, so the next one is never accept pay per sale on an appointment setting role. You will get some roles that will, they'll offer you a pay per sale role. They'll tell you they've got loads of lead flow. They'll tell you they've got a high ticket product on a 40% closing rate. Never accept it, right? Most of the time it's a scam. So as a rule of thumb, I mean, there's a few businesses out there that do it and it isn't a scam and you can make a lot of money with it. But as a complete beginner, unless you're doing your complete due diligence, and this is a whole new video itself to run you through how to check if an offer is a scam. As a rule of thumb, pay per sale, just kind of avoid it. as a beginner, it sounds like they'll try and sell you on the idea that seeing as you're a complete beginner, they want to pay you per sale. I promise you, there's roles out there that will pay you a base. There's roles out there that will pay you pay per appointment. As a complete beginner, you just need to find them. Again, it's a volume game. Pay per sale a lot of the time. My rule of thumb is avoid it. If you absolutely have to do it, right, you have to do your due diligence like mad. Like you have to really, really, really like vet the offer, which is a video for another day. If you want to see that, then you can just write a comment in the comment section and I'll make a video for you. But I would only ever recommend it for like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks tops to prove yourself. And then you negotiate a base salary or a pay per appointment role. After that, you never do it for longer than a month total, and that's only if you really, really have to get your foot in the door. But again, if you're sending so much volume out there, you'll find other roles that will pay you better, right? There's loads of roles out there that will pay you a base. There's loads of roles out there that will pay you pay per appointment. For example, one of my clients, he's been with me for a couple of weeks. He's landed an interview for Monday, which is paying a base salary plus pay per appointment plus pay per close on inbound leads, right? And that's with the strategies that I teach him. You can find other roles that aren't just doing pay per sell, so you don't have to accept it. But if you ever do your due diligence like crazy, right? And again, it's a topic for another day. If you want to see that, I'll make that video. But like, as a rule of thumb, as long as you're doing enough volume, you can find roles that aren't pay per sell. And the ones that are offering you pay per sell, take it with a pinch of salt, because they'll try and sell you the dream. I've done pay per sell roles. This is coming from my own experience. I've done pay per sell roles where they told me they have loads of lead flow, 100 new followers a day, 100 new leads per day, 40% closing rate on the DM leads, on track earnings of 5, 6K a month. I've done it. I did it for a month and a half. Pay per sale 5%. They closed 3 out of my 75 appointments. I made £700, which sounds okay, but it wasn't for the amount of work I was putting in. And it was also a very, very, it was a toothache to try and get the money out of them as well. So I've had a bad experience. I'm telling you guys to just really take it with a pinch of salt and just try and avoid it if you can. There are roles out there that'll pay you a base. There are roles out there that'll pay you pay per appointment. There are roles out there that'll pay you pay per appointment, base and close. Like, as long as you're doing your volume, you'll be fine, okay? So yeah, just keep that in mind. It really, like, it's your responsibility to book calls. It's not your responsibility to close the deals, right? So think of it this way. Getting paid per sell as an appointment setter is like paying the referee only if your team wins. Right, the referee has no control over which team's going to win or not, okay? And he only gets paid on that certain result. So we book on the call. We can do everything to get them on the call, right? We can't control if they close. That's not down to us. We should be paid for what the work we're doing. We could book 100 qualified calls in someone's calendar, right? 100 qualified, ready to buy leads on someone's calendar. And the closer, with respect, could be shocking, right? Could be a shocking closer. Maybe they brought on a new closer who isn't very good, and he closes like 2 of your leads and you get paid 500 quid, but you booked in 100 qualified leads and the closer just couldn't hack it and couldn't close them. Now your income is reliant on the closer, okay? I honestly, I think pay per sale really should be something that's just abolished in the appointment setting realm. It annoys me a lot of the time with these guys that try and get away with it, especially new companies that have no track record, no, okay, I think this is a topic for another video. Let me go on. But yeah, just pay per sale, rule of thumb, avoid it, okay? And only ever do it if you do your due diligence, right? You follow the tips that I give you if I make another video, and you only do it for like 2-3 weeks to get some proof of concept, and then you negotiate a base salary or pay per appointment or both after the 2-week period. You never do it long term, okay? So just keep that in mind, very important, because it catches a lot of beginners out, right? So yeah, right. Next one, being a setter is much more fun than being a closer. Controversial view in the whole, appointment setting and closing realm. People will sell you on the idea of making 20, 30K a month as a closer. What you need to understand is you shouldn't be blinded by those guys, right? That say they make 5 figures a month. They do, right? I know people that do make 5 figures a month. It is possible. I'm not going to crap all over the model. You can make that much, right? Although a lot of them are lying. Right? I'm not saying everyone is. There are people that are making that good money. Right? I'm friends of people that make that good money. I'm friends of people that make 20, 30K a month of closing, right? It does work. A lot of these guys are lying as well. They tell you make 30K a month. A lot of the time that's in revenue, not actual cash collected. There's a lot of people that kind of like play it up to try and make it sound like they're making more than they actually are. A lot of them are lying, right? A lot of them aren't making the money they're saying they make. And most of their incomes are inconsistent as well, okay? A lot of them jump from role to role. So they say they make 20K a month, they do it for 3 months on one offer, then they get let go due to a team restructure, then they're on this new offer that has not much lead flow, and you know, this is like, it's not as consistent, it's not as reliable as these guys are making it out to believe. Every month isn't 20k a month. You know, a lot of these guys are playing it up to try and, you know, get you to buy their program or whatever. Like, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Not everybody is doing as well as I say they're doing, and that's just kind of a rule of thumb with the online space in general. Okay, so keep that in mind, really important, right? And also, being a closer, you're glued to the you know, the sales calls all day. You're glued to your PC. You have to be stuck in one place for hours and hours on end. It's a glorified 9 to 5. Obviously, the more calls you take, the more money you make. So that basically means like you have to be really glued to the PC every single day if you want to make 20k a month. And it kind of is like, it's golden handcuffs. Yeah, you make 20k a month, but you can't really do anything. It's just a well-paid 9 to 5 at the end of the day. Like, and also I found with closing roles, like, it is completely fair as well, like, because these companies are relying on you to close their deals. You know, they've done all this work to get the calls in the calendar, so they need you to close, but a lot of them have really high hygiene standards. So the turnover rate for closers is very high as well. The churn rate for like team members actually on the team, a lot of them get removed and replaced all of the time. It's not a secure role, okay? The hygiene standards, some of the companies, they have really high hygiene standards, and if you're not a killer, like, you'll get let go very easily. It's not a role that you just land and then like your life's set. You have to really fight to stay and to keep that income, okay? So with appointment setting, like, yeah, you are going to be on the phone a lot, right? But you are DMing and texting and sending voice notes. You can do that while you're walking down the street. You can do that from the roof of your house. You can do that like waiting at the airport. I'm telling you someone's done it myself. I would rather make 5, 6k a month as a setter, being able to travel the world and do whatever I want, like I basically do right now, right? Than be a closer making like 15, 20k a month and I've got no life, okay? Or I'd only ever do that for like 3 or 4 months, stack the cash, and then go down to being a setter so I can travel the world more. To me, my priorities come to like freedom, okay? I'd rather make less money and be able to move around the world more, right? Rather than make more money and be just glued, okay? I think more about, you know, freedom and quality of life. And as a setter, I personally think it's the better idea for someone that wants to make money online and just have that freedom. Be a setter, make 5, 6, 7k a month at the most, right? And then just enjoy your life, okay? Don't like stop worrying about 20, 30k a month, because a lot of these guys, their lives aren't fun. They're glued to the PC all day, and like they try and glamorize it as much as they can, but they're screwed, right? They're just glued to the seat all day. As a setter, you're more, you know, mobile and remote. You can go around and travel a lot more. And I know that's your main priorities with why you started in the space anyway. So why go against it, okay? Keep that in mind. So the next one is freedom comes at 4 to 5k a month. Now, trust me, like I just said there, right? You do not have to be on 20, 30k a month to have the freedom that you want. These guys online try and make you feel like you have to make 100 grand a year or 100 grand a month, or whatever, like to live the life that you want. I'm telling you right now, if you keep your expenses low, you don't buy stupid crap, and you make above the average wage, right? You can live a lot of the life that you're trying to live, right? I noticed when I got to 3k a month, my life started to really get good. And then 5k a month was like a playground. It was like, honestly, life was a playground at 5k a month. It was really weird, because I was told online you had to make 100 grand a month, 100 grand a month, $1 million a year, whatever, right? 5k a month, I was like, I felt rich. I felt like I could do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. Like, I still do feel like that right now, right? When I first got to 5k, I was just like, wow, like, this is my life sorted. So that's when freedom comes. Like, the barrier to entry for freedom and living the life that you want is so much smaller than you think. If you're making 2.5k a month at a job right now, and you manage to replace it with appointment setting, making 5k a month, I promise you, your life will just 10x just from doubling your income. You do not have to try and aim for 100 grand a month or millionaire level to live the life that you want. I'm telling you right now, if you're not stupid with your finances and you make a decent bit of money, right, and you work from your phone, you can live a better life than 99% of people, so keep that in mind. The barrier to entry is so much lower than you think, okay? Now, the next one is it's possible to make 60k a year plus, right, from sending DMs on the appointment setter, which is just ridiculous and unheard of. There's people that go to uni for years, come out, make it and get a job paying 25k a year. They have to work their way up the ladder to finally get to 60k, and they're like 28, 29 with loads of debt, finally making 60k a year. Then there's like 19, 20, 21-year-olds like myself making like 60k a year plus from their phone, just in sending DMs. You know, it's ridiculous. And it makes you realize, like, wow, we're being scammed. Like, we really are being scammed. There's people that can send DMs and make 60k a year plus from their phone. And then there's people going to uni, getting thousands of dollars in debt, hitting deadlines and doing dissertations and uni assignments. and then finally get into 60K a year, like when they're nearly 30 years old. And then there's 19, 20, 21-year-olds that get into appointment setting within like 6 months to making 60K a year plus. It's like, it makes you realize like how much of a scam the traditional job market is. And it makes you realize, wow, you do need to get into the online sales realm because that is where the money is. And yeah, it just makes you realize, people like to say, oh, you're making 40 grand a year, you must be doing well for yourself. That's kind of a common belief in the UK. Oh, wow, you're making 50 grand a year, you're doing well for yourself. You're not. Like, it's not like, it's not that hard. Like, it's not, there's 19-year-olds that are just taking sales calls over the phone, making 100 grand a year. Like, it makes you realize, oh, wow, like the barrier to what success is seen as is so small. Like I said, sending DMs and making 60 grand a year. How ridiculous is that? Okay. And there's people go to uni for years and finally make it after years and years of climbing up the corporate ladder and still with loads of debt. It makes you realize, wow, it's a scam. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's what I've learned from making 6 figures with appointment setting as a beginner. In a nutshell, if you're trying to make money online and you want to make money fast, right? You want to actually get results quick with no risk, really, no capital up front really at all, and make money in your first like 1 to 2 months rather than starting drop shipping, like risking thousands of dollars and terrible profit margins and all of this kind of like all of these intricacies, then appointment setting is the way to go. Now, full transparency, like if you want to learn a bit more about how that works, I've been in appointment setting for 2 years. I've made well over 6 figures. I work with China Morgan and William Brown. I've generated in client results, $1.2 million in cash collected. That is not including upsells to masterminds, all of this kind of stuff. That's just from the appointments that I've booked. I've generated $1.2 million for my clients, made well over 6 figures for myself as a result. I've changed my life. I travel the world whenever I want to. I make very good money from my phone. And I'm living the life of my dreams, right? And I know how to do it again. I know how to replicate it. I've helped several other people do it too. So if you want to learn exactly how you can do it as well, I coach people on how to do it, okay? So there's gonna be a link down below in the description running you through how I can help. Full transparency, if you click that link, it's gonna run you through how I can help so I can try and sell you something, okay? Full transparency, I'm not gonna lie, it's designed to get you to book a call so that I can sell you my coaching, okay? So if you don't want to be sold to, then don't book it. It's cool, I don't care. Like, you don't have to, I'm not gonna force you. But if you don't want to be sold, if you don't want to be sold to, don't click it. But if you are serious about making this work, making your first like couple of $100 online, quit your job and then eventually make 10K a month, like I can help you start that process because I've done it myself and I've helped several other people too. So yeah, if you don't want to be sold to, don't click it. If you're not serious about making it work, then fine, don't click it. Go and do drop shipping, whatever. I don't care. But if you are serious about making it work and you want to get here quicker than I did, not making any mistakes that most setters make, and make money very, very, very quickly, then there's gonna be a link down below in the description to book a call. Book a call and I'll run you through how I can help. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.